Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. You are joining me, Mark, for the LYON versus Bulls game. Coming to you live on this channel. I will be doing the watch along for you today. And yeah, please do let me know where you're watching from. What do you think is going to happen in this game, etc, etc. All of these various things that are going to happen. The game is going to get underway soon. I do just need to change one small thing on the stream, I'm noticing, because I have set up this slightly wrong in that I have Bulls as the home team and LYON as the away team, when it is in fact the other way around. So I'm just going to quickly edit that, as it were. Be 2 seconds, and look at that. We should be changed. So if I now transition, oh, look at that. You see? Tell you, clever. Right, so we are here for Bulls versus LYON, or LYON versus Bulls. Who do we reckon is going to win? What do we think the scores are going to be? Of course, this is a huge match in Champions Cup. Obviously, we're going to start looking at the tables in terms of who's going through and the standings wise. Right now, we've got Bulls playing 3 games, having won 2 of them, losing 1, and LYON having played 3 games, losing all 3. So in terms of stats wise, Bulls are definitely in favour, but of course it is at LYON, so will be a bit of a tough outing for the Bulls, and this is a late evening start, of course. So for all of you rugby fans joining me today, yeah, it is a bit of a late evening start for most of you who are in South Africa. It's a 10 o'clock start for us, and obviously if you're anywhere else in the world, it will be a little bit later as well for you. So if we just go through this log right now for the Champions Cup, of course, that's the action we're finding today. We've got Leinster in first, Sharks in second, and Saracens in third. The only 3 teams to have won all 3 of their games. So it's good to have a South African team there in the Sharks. Bulls should have been there, but a rather shoddy loss in the middle of their 3 matches there resulted in them falling further down the table there. So carrying on the table in fourth, Exeter Chiefs, Edinburgh, and then Bulls in sixth. All of them with 2 wins from 3. Then we find the Harlequins, Racing 92, and Gloucester in 7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively, all with 1 win behind their names. And then the bottom 3 of Lyon, Bordeaux, Bègles, and the Castres Olympique, who are all with 0 points from 3 games. So not a great showing from the 3 French teams there. Racing at least putting themselves a little bit further ahead in 8th, but that is about it. But the South African teams and the UK teams doing themselves a little bit more of a favour in terms of the Champions Cup standings. Yeah, so we're still just waiting on this match to get going soon. But just going through these lineups right now. I don't know why I've got standings here, lineups, there we go. So for the Bulls, in our front row, we've got Matanzima, Bismarck du Plessis, and Klopper as making up the front row. In the lock positions, we've got Vermaak and Swanepoel. In our loose trio, we've got Marco van Staden, Kyle Brink, and Nizam Carr. Heading into the back line, our scrum half is Papier, and our number 10 is stalwart Johan Goosen. Then, our centre pairing for today is Cornel Hendricks and Wandisile Similani, who's finally finding some form for the Bulls. On the wings, we've got Creel, brother of Jesse, and Kanan Moody, of course, who made his start for Springboks last year in that Australian match. And then at the back, we've got Kurtley Arendse, again, also Springbok as of last year. If we look at the French team, we've got a bunch of French names which are difficult to pronounce nonetheless, full of some of their star players, but not all of them. They are missing a couple as well. But in the front, we've got Taufifenua, Marchand, of course, famous number 2, and Bamba. On locks, we've got Lambie and Taufifenua, the brother of the prop, number 1. And in the loose trio, we've got Cretin, Sobela, and Taufua, of Tonga. And then heading into scrum half positions, we've got Dusson and number 10, Berdu. And the centre positions, we've got Regard and Maracu. The winger positions, we've got Domature and Tuisova. And in the 15 position, we've got Arnold. So a big matchup today for Champions Cup action between Bulls and LYON. Please do let me know in the voting section here. We've got a little poll there with some votes. Who's going to win the clash? Who do we reckon is going to take the cake here? Currently, Bulls are winning that poll, but do be sure to go and just go and put your own vote there. Please do also let me know where are you watching from. And wherever you're watching from, if you're watching from some obscure location, please let me know what the time is there, because I'll tell you, I want to see the dedication from fans. So, and also, who do you think is going to be star players today? Who do you think is going to make the difference in this game, in this Champions Cup fixture? Please do not forget about our sponsors as well. You can see them on the sides of our screens. They're ExpressVPN and BetCoza. Be sure to go and check them out. Of course, if you want to be able to watch this game, there's a little bit of a... well, if you go and search, you can use one of our partners, ExpressVPN, and utilize them as a means of watching this game live alongside me. Nonetheless, we are supposedly underway in this game. I'm so sorry. Currently underway in the game now. Finally, sorry, just currently found myself in the wrong stream for some reason. But we do have kickoff. Bulls have just kicked it back into Lyon's half. And it's a bit of a kicking match right now. Quite a full stadium in Lyon. It is quite cold as well. So ball has gone out, and Lyon has got a line out, which they have taken. They've chipped it over the top, but Bulls have fended it well. But it's a little bit scrappy at the bat. Bismarck Duplessis fends off well, just off the 5-meter line. And currently being pushed back heavily by Lyon. Lyon might have overturned this. It's a penalty to Lyon indeed, on the 5-meter line against the Bulls. So not a good start for the Bulls at all, 3 minutes in, as we find ourselves now. Referee Wayne Barnes officiating this match for us. Lyon in the red, Bulls in blue. Lyon playing from left to right. So a very cold, miserable evening in France, in Lyon. But Bulls having to do some very early defending here, as just basically it was a bit misfielded in the back there in the 22 for Bulls, and then Lyon just piled on the pressure in the ruck, and Bulls find themselves penalising play. So Lyon now with an attacking line out on the 5-meter line. So can Lyon put early points on Bulls? The ball goes into the line out. The line out sets up the maul. It's moving sideways a lot. It's not quite moving forward yet. Bulls doing well to defend this, but Lyon seems to have found a little bit of a side gap. He darts for it. Easy try as you want. Lyon with the first points of the game. That was a little bit too easy for Lyon, and Bulls immediately find themselves behind. It's Guillaume Marchand, the obviously stalwart France player, who dots over the try for Lyon early on in this game. So, not the start Bulls were looking for. If you're watching along, tell me what you think so far. I know it's only been 5 minutes, but nonetheless, Lyon with the kick to come now, to go and try and make it 7 points to 0. Bulls just going to need to do a little bit of waking up. Of course, this is Bulls finally not playing at home. Now playing themselves overseas and doing their little tour. So coldness is suddenly a factor, which of course is not a thing here, because I don't know about you, but I am absolutely boiling as to where I am right now. It is very, very hot in Joburg. So Lyon with the kick to come. There's Bardeur with the kick. He turns. He's happy. Ball goes over. 7 points to 0. Lyon lead 7 points to Bulls 0. So the ball is kicked off again, and Bulls chasing hard. It's just on the edge of the Lyon 22. The ball is literally on the line right now. Spins it back. The ball is kicked out from Lyon. It's not kicked quite out. It was kicked into the Bulls half. Curtly answer fields the ball. Passes it to Jan Gerson, receives it. Sends the up and under on. And Curtly answer is chasing very hard here. Not able to get there, but makes the tackle immediately. But Lyon gains some advantage here. They are just on their own 10-meter line. Now looking to try and attack the Bulls' defensive line. Setting up the ruck. Bulls then go through. The ball was out, but Lyon somehow managed to get the ball back. Now opting to try go wide, but they're a little bit outnumbered here, Lyon. But can they spread it quick enough? Bulls, very good defense, but they do eventually get it to the wing. Eventually well fielded by Nizam Kar, who brings them down on the wing. Bulls are over this ball, but not able to turn it over. Now trying to counter ruck Bulls, they are. Getting a little bit of go forward. It's a bit messy there. Wayne Barnes says they're going to have to stop. Lyon managed to survive the little onslaught there. Lyon pass it to the forwards there. Just set up the ruck. I'm sure we'll see a box kick now coming from the Lyon. Wayne Barnes trying his best French to get them to move on. Box kick does indeed come. There's a chase from the wing, but it's not going to get there. Oh my word, shocking attempt from Johan Goosen. Goes straight through his arms, but apparently goes back. Nizam Khan's doing very well to get through here. Tries to pass the ball through. He's eventually picked up by Bismarck Duplessis. The ruck is set up just on the 10-meter line, but Lyon win the ball back. And they chipped it over the top. Bulls now looking a little bit scraggly to try and get back here. Curtly Arns is chasing, but it's on his 5-meter line. He's got a lot of pressure. He's going to have to make the kick. He makes the kick eventually, but not a great one. Just on the Bulls' 22-meter line. So Bulls still under some early pressure here. Not able to get into this game yet. So Lyon definitely the ones on the front foot here. Just reading a comment here. We've got Vic saying, let's go Bulls. Bulls to win by 20. We've got Twisted saying Bulls 25, Lyon 18. Jean Renal saying Bulls going to struggle a lot because they are an awful team when they travel. Well, at the moment, it's exactly that sort of comment right now. Really struggling here, the Bulls, to get a bit of a grip on this game. And Lyon now with another attacking line out inside the Bulls 22. Goes straight over the top for the center to charge in. It's well fielded by Bulls. Bismarck Duplessis over that ball, but they managed to clear him off. Now Lyon charge forward. Just off the 5-meter line now. Setting up pods, Lyon there. Bulls not trying to get over this ball. Advantage to Lyon. Bulls illegally over it, not rolling away, I think is the call. Lyon come away with it just onto the 5-meter line. Bulls really struggling here. They try to spread it out to the wing. It comes to the fly half. He turns, twists and turns, tries a little trickery, but eventually brought down. Still alive here for Lyon on the 5-meter line. There's a knock on apparently, so they're going to come back to the penalty on the 5-meter line, not rolling away from the Bulls. So Bulls really struggling to try and field this early pressure. Jean saying again, if Bulls can't beat Lyon, what will happen to them against the strongest teams? Well, these are exactly the questions we have to ask ourselves. Bulls not looking particularly strong in the Champions Cup. I mean, look, the 2 wins, they were relatively comfortable, but they're not being quite the Sharks, let's put it that way. Going to be a long night for the Bulls again, says Jean. So, yeah, I mean, the Sharks are definitely fielding great sides in the Champions Cup and certainly putting their best foot forward in terms of opting to be one of the best teams in the world. But Bulls not doing not putting their form from the URC into this competition, and Lyon do slot the ball over. So it is 10 points to 0 right now as we find ourselves just past the 10 minutes mark. And I mean, currently Lyon are keeping in line with the timing. 10 points, 10 minutes gone. So Bulls really need to wake up now and just try and get a little bit of possession here and just build some phases up and keep the territory in Lyon's half, because at the moment this could get a little bit ugly for the Bulls if they don't contain this early on. Johan Goosen with the ball, opting to now kick it off. Ball goes in. It's gone very high, just on the edge of the 22. Bulls chasing. Tries to get their cane and move, but not able to pass it back to the Bulls players. So Lyon fielded inside their 22 still. They set up the ruck. It comes back to the fly half. Ops the kick. It's not a great kick. And that'll be certainly advantage to Bulls. It's just past the 10-meter line for Lyon. So Bulls with a little bit more of an attacking line out here. So going to have to try and do something with it. And we're looking at the Bulls coaching staff here, who are all clearly freezing at the top there. But Bismarck Duplessis now to put the ball in for the Bulls in this line out. Ball goes in. Fielded well. They set up the maul, but not really. They then pass it off. It comes to Cornel Hendricks in midfield, who makes good ground. They're setting up ruck here. Bulls comes again. Natazima there with the ball. Penalty against Lyon for not rolling, or not releasing, apparently, not releasing the player from the tackle. Penalty to Bulls. Interesting to see what they do here. Do they opt for the line or do they opt for points? We'll see now. They go for the line indeed. So Bulls trying to have their first real attacking opportunity here inside the Lyon 22. And again, if you are joining us now, welcome to the channel. My name is Mark. We are watching Bulls versus Lyon. And please do let me know where you are watching from, and be sure to go and vote in the poll there as to what you think the final result will be. And then just in the comments, just go and give me your actual score predictions if you wish as well. Ball goes in for Bismarck Duplessis. They do set up the maul. Bismarck goes to the back to fetch. He's now at the back, and they start going forward, or at least attempting to. Lyon doing very well to defend this so far. Maul not moving at all. And Papier is coming here to try and take the ball out. Moving forward a little bit more now, Bismarck. But Papier opting to take the ball out. Goes straight to Cornel Hendricks. And the ball is lost immediately from Bulls. Not able to get over, but now trying to counter it themselves. But lost the ball in the process. So LYON get out of it. And now opt for the kick again. But not a brilliant kick again from LYON as well. So just halfway between the 10-meter line and the 22-meter line in LYON's half. And they're going to have to do some more defending. But Bulls not in this game yet. Still not able to get a foothold into this game at all. Not looking fantastic in attack either. And then looking a little bit dodgy at the ruck as well. But still lots of time to go. Ball comes in from the Bulls. They win the line out there very easily. I think it's dropped in the lineup. Indeed, it is dropped by Nizam Kar. The ball has come out of the ruck somehow. It's LYON's side. It's very messy at the back. They're going to come back for the first scrum of the game, I believe. Indeed, we are going to have the first scrum of the game. It's knocked on by Nizam Kar in the line out there as he drops. So Bulls really struggling to get into this game so far. And we have our first scrum of the game. This should be a very interesting contest. There's a little bit of a LYON arm there, just lodging it from before Nizam Kar can properly take it into his hands. As a result, he knocks it on. But nonetheless, I do enjoy hearing our English refs try and speak the French language. It doesn't always sound very good when they say it. Nonetheless, there's a LYON put into the scrum. We have crouch, we have bind, we have set. It's looking like a good hit from LYON. LYON pushing well. Not opting to give any advantage to the ref. Comes out. Oh my word, huge hit from the winger. Moving forward very well there from LYON. Huge hit in midfield. LYON up to the halfway line now at the ball. Lots of numbers to the left here. There's not running away from Bulls. I'm surprised Wayne Barnes doesn't penalise it. Nonetheless, LYON now trying to opt to pass it across the line. Bulls doing very well to get up in defence. LYON struggling to get through here, and they've lost a lot of ground, 10 metres worth. But somehow managed to get through. Bismarck Duplessis not making his tackle there. Now opting to go to the line again. There's Taufua who goes down. LYON trying to organise the attack here. I think they're going to go for an up and under, or they're setting up pods. They are indeed setting up pods. Goes into the middle. Bulls just doing a lot of defending at the moment. Almost 15 minutes into this match and they've barely had the ball. The up and under comes in from LYON. It's a good chase, but it's well fielded there from Bulls. Now Bulls just trying to stop the counter ruck again. Indeed, Papier does manage to get the ball out. He's calling for players. He's saying call for the pod. Natam Zima takes it in. And Papier will surely aim to get the box kick going here and for one of the wingers to chase. The ball does go up. It's a good chase from Bulls. Not able to get there. Does make the immediate tackle though. LYON now looking to bolster an attack. LYON just looking a lot better on the ball right now compared to Bulls. Bulls just really struggling to get into this game, as I keep saying. Oh, it's a great hit there from Bulls. And I think another box kick coming here for LYON. I think this is going to be a big kicking game tonight. It's a little bit wet out there on this Astro field. The ball goes up. It's not a good box kick again. LYON's box kicks have not been brilliant, and Johan Goosen fields it and has lots of time to kick it forward. He kicks it very far forward outside the LYON 22, but it just gets kicked straight back into the Bulls half. And it's fielded well at the back. Inside this 22, kicks the ball. It's not a brilliant kick, but it'll do. Just on the 10-meter line inside Bulls, inside the LYON's half. So, yeah, just very average broken play. But my word, what a little bit of a run there by Taufua. Tuisova, sorry, not Taufua, but Tuisova makes a brilliant little run on the wing. And smacks off number 7 of Kyle Brink. For Bulls. Ball goes in now for the line out. LYON win it. Not quite comfortably, but still nonetheless. And the ball goes up from an up and under. It's not a brilliant kick. It's right out to the wing. He's going to have to try and keep this ball in. And indeed, yeah, not a good kick. Grabs the ball and Curtly Arons just tackles him straight out of play with Ken and Moody assisting him as well. So Bulls with their own line out now on the halfway line. Yeah, Bulls really struggling to build an attack here. Bismarck du Plessis with his massive handlebars, trying to organize his line out here. Ball goes in, very clean line out from Bulls. I think they're opting for the maul here. They are indeed. No, Bismarck du Plessis takes the ball out, passes it to Kanan Moody, tries to create something. He twists and turns, not able to get in much forward play. Comes to Natam Zima, who's been quite good today. He's about the only Bulls player that's sort of rocked up so far. Makes a great little 10-meter dart there. Papier now searching for this ball. I think the kick might come here. Indeed, here it does. It'll be an up and under. This is typical Bulls rugby. Straight up kick. And there's a chase from Kanan Moody. It is outside the 22. He'll try and compete for it. Doesn't win the ball. The ball does go back, I think, off Kanan Moody. So I think this should be a line out Lyon's way. Or perhaps maybe it's even Bulls. We'll see here. It is a Bulls line out indeed. So just on the 22 of Lyon, Bulls have got a line out. Just going back to a comment here. SA teams don't like to play on Fridays. Yeah, well, I mean, it's quite new to people for these sort of fixtures, you know. So we're still just getting a little bit used to it. The ball goes in. It's not clean from the Bulls, but they somehow come away with the ball. No, it's knocked on. Apparently, Wayne Barnes says it's not knocked on. It was definitely knocked on, but it'll be a penalty to Lyon nonetheless for holding on. So Bulls still struggling to make anything happen in this game so far. And yeah, Lyon all over them. Bulls have not rocked up. They really are struggling right now. Missing their coach Jake White, who obviously is absent right now. And so Lyon have a penalty and they kick for the line. It's a relatively decent kick. It's just up to about the Bulls' 10-meter line. So yeah, Bulls going to have to do some more defending yet again. I don't know about all of you guys, but it is so warm where I am. Lyon take the line out and they're popping it through to the line. Comes the 8th man who makes a big dart forward. There's a boot found in the middle of the field here. Somebody's boot has clearly come off. There's a bit of organization happening here from the Lyon scrum half. Eventually comes through to... Oh my word, huge hit. Huge hit in midfield. Nonetheless, they come away with it. Lyon just on the near touchline. Pass it in. It's about the halfway line now. It goes down. Lyon opting to try and go through the line again. It's a bit of a backline move. They've found it over the top, but well defended by the Bulls. Camera work is shocking right now. Who knows what's happening? We're focusing on somebody's boot. Don't quite know why. Nonetheless, Lyon still with the ball on the halfway line, not making much good forward ball. Oh, there's a massive hit in midfield again by Natam Zima. Bulls looking a little offsides there, but the kick comes from Lyon eventually. It's just straight sideways again. Not a good kick from Lyon. And, oh my word, Wandisile Similani almost messing it up, but well recovered by Bismarck du Plessis, who gathers the ball there. Now Bulls will have the ball. Papier passes it through. And it's a big hit in the midfield. And Bulls are running forward here nicely. Huge 15-meter run there from the lock. Passing through the back line, but Johan Goosen opts to go for the up and under, and it's just outside the 22, so it's a good kick, but the chase is good as well. Kanan Moody makes the tackle. It's great chasing there, and Nizam Kar trying to make the assist tackle as well, but now Lyon can come away with it in broken play. They're all the way up to the 10-meter line already, but Kurt Leon's searching for this ball, not able to get over it. Now Lyon with the ball, still coming forward. It comes to the back line. They're just trying to bolster it up on their 10-meter line. Bulls almost making it through there, but then for some reason opting for the kick. Didn't quite work out for them. Now Lyon with the chip over the top. Can they get there? And it's well fielded eventually from Bulls. Bulls come away with the ball there. Papier trying to organize the troops just on his own 10-meter line now. Ball coming slow here. Comes to Natam Zima eventually. He crashes it up. Makes good ground again. He's playing well so far, Natam Zima. Now Papier searching for the box kick here. Bulls will try and chase this. I tell you, this is very typical Bulls rugby. Ball goes up. It's not a great kick. It's very easy to follow. And very easy for Lyon to get to as well. Bulls not able to do much with it. They're trying to ruck over, but not able to. Bulls, Lyon still with the ball. As a penalty against the Bulls for not releasing the ball. So Bulls still struggling here. Marco van Staden with a huge cut on his nose. I'm sure they're going to have a blood replacement for that. There's blood all over his face. Bit of an awkward one. But yeah, Bulls just not getting any favour right now. Not doing themselves any favours either. Just keep kicking the ball away, and they cannot kick well enough to feel decent territory position. Just looking at the comment here. From Naomi said, "Come on, Bulls, play like you have horns." Watching from Portugal. Well, nice to have you from Portugal. And Jean is saying, "How do we not have any points? Awful rugby." Yeah, but Bulls are just playing typical old school Bulls rugby. It's just set up a pod, get that done, and then kick forward and hope that we can gain some territory. That is the Bulls' way. That is what they are opting to do today, and it is not working at all so far for them. LYON doing very well to defend against that tactic, and also finding some good purchase on attack as well. So Bulls really struggling so far, 22 minutes into this game. They're really needing to wake up. LYON with the line out now on the 22-meter line. They've set up the maul. The maul is motoring forward, but they're going to have to come back in as it was heading out. And his dummies there, the scrum half. It's inside the Bulls' 22-meter. LYON still with the ball. Comes away. LYON's with promising attack here. They're really making some good go forward here. Bulls not able to do anything about it so far, really. Although I think Bulls have won the ball back. Yeah, it was spilt from LYON, so now Bulls can counter-attack, but Johan Ferguson opts to kick it forward for Bulls to chase, and LYON are going to get there, and they do get there, and they dummy its way through. So LYON still with possession of the ball, just inside their own half, Bulls half now. And it's penalty to the Bulls. Great turnover there. I think it's from Bismarck Duplessis. I will confirm. But Bismarck does make it over and does get a little bit of an advantage for the Bulls. Maybe this is the lifeline they're looking for just to try and get back into this game. It's a big penalty to win there, and they should kick as far down on the line as possible to set up the maul and hopefully score a try. Janwe, they're saying, if I am right, Bulls need to win this to get in top 16. Top 16? I'm not sure by top 16. But they do need to win this match. To make, I think, yeah, the last 16, or as it were, or one of the group periods, or to make it to the next round, they do need to win this game to get back into that top 8 spot. So this is quite a crucial game for Bulls to win. So for 25 minutes into this game, still finding themselves 10-0 down. Not a great showing so far. Nonetheless, Bulls do have an attacking line out just inside the LYON 22 here, just 10 meters outside the 5-meter line. The ball goes in from Bismarck. It's well done by them. It's well set up. They try a different move. It's a big run from the lock. My word, great go forward there. Papier now finding some strong ball carriers, but the ball is lost in the tackle, and LYON able to get to the ball yet again. Bulls not able to do anything with this ball in hand. They just keep making errors. Now LYON with the ball inside their own 5-meter line, trying to run it out. It seems they should have opted to kick, but nonetheless the kick didn't come. LYON now slowing it down a little bit, waiting for the fullback to take over scrum half duties. They're set up the pod. The pod is set. I think they're just waiting for their scrum half, who eventually arrives, pulls the ball back, and I think we'll see a box kick here. And the box kick does eventually come, and it's a good kick from LYON. And so Wayne Barnes has given a warning to Marco van Staden. Not a warning, but just saying that there's been a warning issued to him regarding the blood on Marco van Staden's face. There is quite a lot of it, so I think Marco van Staden might have to go off for a blood bin, or at least be tended to right now on the field before this line-out can come in the Bulls' favour, just outside LYON's 22-meter. And yeah, I would like to know what people think of the match so far. Do you think Bulls can come back from this? Do you think this is a shocking start from Bulls? Is this what's going to happen for the rest of the game? Yeah, be sure to comment, ask me questions about anything rugby related, or just anything in general. I don't mind answering at least. Yeah, be sure to comment, and let's just have some conversation, shall we? Just looking at a couple of replays. Of course, if there's one thing that's quite famous, as people might know, but French television coverage has been well documented over the years regarding rugby, in that they are exceptionally biased, and often the directors will try and show things on the big screen to try and get the refs' attention, to get the crowd booing and vying for players, yellow cards and penalties and things like that. It's quite a famous thing that Bulls directors and producers do with regards to camera work, in trying to make sure the opposition look as bad as possible in the ref's eyes, and as dirty as possible as well. So we're starting to see a little bit of that now. But Bulls come away with it. It's a big tackle on Cornel Hendricks as he comes into the 22. So can Bulls finally convert here? It's their third visit, or fourth visit even, into the 22, when they've stuffed up every single time. Comes to Matanzima in the midfield, who started quite well. Doesn't get too far forward. Papier now opting to go to the opposite direction. Comes off to the wing. It takes a while to get there. Kenan Moody eventually receives it, and he's taken out very easily, but manages to get the ball back in field to Curtly Arnser, who keeps the ball in. Papier now passes through to the locks. Comes to Matanzima again. Not able to get forward too much. Just inside the Lyon 22. Now comes out of it. Carl Brink with the ball. Carries forward very well into the Lyon 22. Sets up a bit of go forward for the Bulls. Papier now passes the back line. Comes to Johan Goosen. Wandisile Similani spills it, but it eventually comes to Bulls' wing. But they still have the ball, I think. They do somehow, but they are forced very far back, and they're all the way on Lyon's 10-meter line now. Papier now trying to field the ball. Pass it through. They're going Johan Goosen. They're trying the backline move. Comes to Kenan Moody again. Kenan Moody passes out the back, but it's spilt there from Marco van Staden. Marco van Staden just getting a little bit agitated with some of Lyon's play at the moment. But nonetheless, Bulls really not able to get anything going forward for them. And really struggling to get into this game. Almost half an hour in, and we've not seen much adventurous rugby from them either. So Richard saying, hey, listening all the way from Namakwaland. Thanks for your commentary. What teams are the other SA teams playing this weekend, and will I do them? Well, I am doing the... what game am I doing tomorrow? I believe the Stormers game. I'll confirm. I think it's the Stormers game. But yeah, I'll get the fixtures for you now. Yeah, Bulls really struggling. Yeah, they got the ball in halfway line, and just still again, it's a penalty to the Bulls. Luckily, I mean, if I'm Bulls right now, you've got Johan Goosen on the field. Don't bother trying to go for the line right now. They've really struggled to get any purchase at any point in this game so far. It's on the halfway line, I agree, but it's right down the center. Johan Goosen's got a big boot on him. Go for posts, get some points on the board, and start again. Just start building that confidence. You've got to start building those points up. Play traditional Bulls rugby. They're playing the Bulls rugby without going for the points, which makes no sense. Just go for points here. Get some points on the board and get that confidence up. Because right now, it's just not working for the Bulls. I think that is what they're going to opt to do. Indeed, no, it's not Johan Goosen going for the line. I don't quite understand Bulls' logic here. It's not worked for them about 6-7 times now on the line. They've just messed it up every single time. But they're going to try and opt for it again. It's just on the 22-meter line that ball finds itself. So to confirm that earlier comment, the other games this weekend, we find ourselves playing Stormers versus Clermont. That is tomorrow. It's Harlequins versus Sharks. That's the game I will be doing. Harlequins versus Sharks. That's at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. Stormers versus Clermont will be at 7:15 tomorrow evening. And then the Lions game is on Sunday. And that we will also be doing a watch-along for. So yeah, that is your rugby for the weekend. So Bulls from the line out. They're passing it through the right lines. They're inside Lyon's 22. Bismarck darts and goes. He passes it back to Papier. Tries to find some support. It comes eventually. Oh my word. Huge hit. Huge hit there on Swanepoel there. Nonetheless, Bulls still have the ball. Trying to opt it through the forwards now. Marco van Staden got the ball. Trying to drive it up himself and doesn't make much ground. Lyon trying their very best to try and get over this ball as well. And Matanzima takes it away in a pod. Also doesn't get much ground going forward. Bulls still just trying to push it forward through the forwards. Setting up quick pods now. Again, still being driven back. Not making much ground. Once again, a pod is sent forward. Doesn't make ground. He's on car supporting. This is advantage to the Bulls now. And I think that's what they were waiting for. Now they've got a bit of open open season here to play. Nizam Khan takes it away, darts. He finds himself a little bit isolated. The ball is eventually well fielded by the Bulls. And it's being searched for now. Passes through to Matan Zima, who goes down. They're making a little bit of ground now, the Bulls. They're about 8 meters out from the try line. Comes to Kyle Brink, who makes a hard run at the line. It's exactly what Bulls need. It's just a little bit of go for. They need to run into the line rather than just pushing it forward straight from the ruck. There's a little bit of slip there from Papier, not knocked on. So it comes to Cornel Hendricks now in the midfield. He darts himself, doesn't make much ground. Papier manages to support him, but he's taken out. Very good tackle from LYON. And it's a penalty against the Bulls. Apparently there wasn't an advantage to the Bulls. I think it might have been a knock-on, that's what it was. And LYON win the penalty yet again. So just going further back to what I said earlier, they should have gone for points. Bulls yet again stuffing up. Papier tries to pick the ball up, doesn't know where he's going, and gets tackled as a result of dawdling on the ball. And then there's an offside. I think it's an offside knock-on. Nonetheless, LYON get away again, and they kick the ball up to about the halfway line. So Bulls leaving the 22 without any points once again. This is quite, as somebody said in the comments now from Jean, there, embarrassing. You've got to question the captaincy here. Why do they keep going for the line? They've had about 3 or 4 penalties in very kickable locations, and they've not opted for kick at any point. And as a result, they've got no points on the board. If they went for points just half the time, they would be literally within a try score. Not even a converted try, just a try score, and that would look a lot better on the Bulls side of things. But right now, LYON very much firmly in control. Bulls really struggling. The line-out comes in from LYON. They set up the maul. The maul is getting some good go forward. My word, Bulls really struggling to try and defend this. It's up to the halfway line. Still going forward. They're darting off the left. It's come out a bit. It's come to the wing. It's Tuisova. He's motoring down the wing. He's chipped it over. He's trying to chase it through. He should get there first. Eventually well fielded by Curtly Answer, but it comes off him, which means it should be a 5-meter scrum to LYON. I will confirm that, but a great run by Tuisova there on the wing for LYON. Chipped it over the top, almost got there. Curtly Answer doing very well to fend off the try, but I do think he's, as a result, kicked it out. And if it's kicked out, that's going to be a 5-meter scrum to the players of LYON. And it was Papier there who got completely demolished by Tuisova. Tuisova went straight into him, just eyeing him as the smallest player in the field, basically, for Bulls. And took him straight out and got some good purchase going forward. Just reading the comments here. Burton saying, "Come on, Bulls." Yeah, indeed. What are Bulls are doing? What are they doing? Richard then saying, "The last year or so, one does not know what the Bulls team arrived. They can be brilliant or really horrible." Yeah, not a very consistent team and full of big names. So they should be doing a lot better than they are recently. But of course, this LYON team is also full of some big names. So don't get me wrong. But you would have thought Bulls would have rocked up a little bit better. Penalty against the Bulls on the 5-meter line in the scrum. Yeah, Bulls just struggling in all facets of the game right now. And I think a couple more penalties just in the danger zone here. They might get a talking to. It's not in danger zone of talking to at all yet. But I do know that LYON do have a great advantage, and they have got an advantage every time they've basically gone into the Bulls 22. So Bulls just need to be very careful here. Just to keep their discipline and not let it start going towards the ref thinking that this yellow cards need to start coming soon. But yeah. Another scrum being set up here by LYON. They're opting for the next scrum. They seem to back their scrum against this Bulls lineup. So can they get another scrum? And also, of course, I think they'll look for Tuisova on the blind side to just run it over. Those calves and legs are huge. Literally tree trunks. It's a huge scrum from LYON. My word, they might just scrum it over. I think it's going to be a penalty try otherwise. If they don't, penalty try surely. Oh, no, penalty against the Bulls. Not a penalty try. I'm surprised they didn't give a penalty try. But another huge scrum from LYON. Bulls really struggling with this LYON scrum. And I'm sure LYON will just opt for another penalty. And if this is another penalty, they'll opt for another scrum. And if this is a penalty, Bulls will be at it talking to, I'm sure. It's a huge mammoth scrum from LYON. Bulls just cannot cope. Barry there saying SA teams have to learn how to play French teams in their own ground. European Cup is a step up in competition. Indeed it is, as we can see right now. So the third scrum now being set up. Can Nathan Zimmer, Bismarck, Duplessis and Klopper manage to fend off this LYON scrum? We've got 5 minutes before halftime. Bulls could really use not going to halftime with a yellow card and without conceding another try, but it's going to be very difficult given the fact that LYON's scrum has been so dominant so far. LYON get a great hit on them as well. The scrum goes down on the Bulls side. I think it might well be advantage. It says use it, the ref, so he's not giving the benefit to Leon. Comes to Tuisover, he tries to defend himself up the middle, not able to in the end. Leon still on the 5-meter line for Bulls. They pass it through to the forwards, trying to make tackles. Bulls are over. It's advantage against the Bulls. It's a penalty. I think this might well be a yellow card. It's cynical. It's very, very cynical almost. There you go. So he's saying the next one goes to the bin. Nizankar just asking to speak to the troops. But, yeah, very much in danger zone here, Bulls. The next penalty against them will be a yellow card. So, yeah, they opt for the scrum again, Leon, as you would, right in the middle of the field on the 5-meter line against Bulls. Bulls are seriously in trouble here. Really in trouble. Burton saying Bulls struggle a lot. Yeah, Bulls are struggling right now a lot. Ooh, it's a bit of a dangerous clean out there, almost. I wonder if the French producers will show that. Probably not. But there's a little bit of a dangerous clean out there from Red 12. I think he's spotted it, Wayne Barnes. There's a replacement here for Leon. He's been playing quite well, Lambie, but he's going to come off. Or Lambe, or however you want to say it. But I think he's popped a shoulder. He's not happy, so he's going to have to come off, unfortunately. That is his game done. He's wincing quite badly. I think his shoulder's been popped. And it's not exactly a small replacement for them. My word. As we see the Maya Navanua. That's the one. I'll get there eventually. Sorry. You know when you know names, but you're trying to read it and you're going, who is it? Maya Namavua comes onto the field in his place. A big unit as well. So quite scary. Of course, the Fijian coming on to come and play against the Bulls now. Bulls looking at that thinking, it's not really going to make physicality much easier. So can Bulls manage to fend off yet another scrum on their 5-meter right in front of their own posts? Leon have been absolutely dominating them in the scrum so far. So if this is another penalty and Leon don't score from it, you're going to see a Bulls yellow card. And that's not going to help matters. The scrum is underway. Leon's got a good hit. They're starting to get some good throw forward. Bulls are collapsing under it. They're really collapsing. It's advantage to Leon. Leon's now got the advantage. They're playing it through the line. It comes to the scrum half. He's got to go all the way. He's over for the try. Bulls conceding another try. Really, really are struggling tonight. They cannot get anywhere right now. It's Jean-Marc Desson with the try. Scrum half for Lyon. And it is now currently 15 points to 0. Lyon really all over Bulls. Bulls just not in it at all tonight. Burton, they're saying, was Bertrand. Sorry. Lyon does great so far. Jean is saying wrong team was selected to start. Problem is this, I mean, there's not too many people you can put in place, can you? I mean, let's look at this Bulls bench here. Who would we rather have on the field? We've got Zach Berger, we've got Smith, we've got Lionel Mapu, Stiernekamp, Grobler. Yeah, it's not, there aren't many players in this bench right now that's going to make huge differences to the Bulls starting lineup right now. So if this Bulls team is struggling, I worry, because I do think Leon's bench is better. If I'm honest, Leon's bench is a little bit better than Bulls. Barry here saying, game over, I reckon. How many of the SA team will get through to the knockout rounds from a Leinster supporter? I'm sure the Sharks will be fine. Sharks are pretty much there anyway, I think, at the moment. So Sharks are the big hope for SA in the Champions Cup. But of course, it's only Sharks and Bulls and Stormers in the Champions Cup. Whereas in the other cup, what's the Challenge Cup, there's Lions and Cheetahs. Lions could possibly get through, and I think Stormers should hopefully get through as well. I'm hoping in the Champions Cup as well in the other pool. But nonetheless, the game is kicked off again. Leon received the ball in their 22. They're passing it through the line with a little bit of confidence now. It's eventually kicked out from Bulls onto the Bulls halfway line. It's fielded by Kurtley Arnser, who tries to attack the line. Big hit in midfield, but not doing much. And I think Leon are over this. It's going to be a penalty, I think, possibly to Leon. It is indeed for holding on. Bulls are just nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Big talk at halftime is needed for the Bulls to try and come back from this, but it's really going to be a struggle. Leon are all over Bulls. It's just, I mean, you'd never say this, but Leon are just way too physical for the Bulls. And French sides have always been very physical, but you know, Bulls have always been notorious for being a physical side themselves. But Bulls are not coping. They are just not coping with LYON. LYON are just too strong for them at this point. Just going back to some comments here, Jean is just saying, going to be a cricket score. Bulls won't come back. Game is as good as over. Won't be quite as bad as a cricket score, but it certainly is not looking very good in their favour in this first half. 17 points to 0, and we're heading just into about half time now. And LYON do have a penalty, and they're going to try and hopefully opt, I reckon, in terms of their fans' hope, go for the try here. They've set up the maul. The maul is moving forward yet again at a rapid rate. It's onto the 22-meter line. It's still going forward. It's being collapsed by Bulls. I believe it's been collapsed by Bulls. It's advantage to LYON. There might well be a yellow card if this play stops now. Bulls are really going to struggle because that maul was motoring forward. LYON with the ball inside Bulls 22 here. They're going to try and get a third try, sorry, in this first half. It's knocked on there. Penalty is called, and indeed Wayne Barnes gives a yellow card. It is Natam Zima who gets the yellow. It's a pity for him. He's about one of the only Bulls players who's pitched up. And indeed, Bulls not only ending this half 17 points down, but also with a yellow card against their name. They're going to have to finish this half with 14 men and then come out at half time for pretty much 10 minutes at 14 men. LYON going to opt to kick for the line here and maul it over. The maul has been so effective tonight, as well as their scrum. Just basically set pieces. They are completely obliterating the Bulls. So LYON most likely going to score another try here, and Bulls could well find themselves half time 24 points. Not 24 points, sorry, 23 points. No, 24 points. Sorry, 24 points down. 24 points to 0. But LYON do have yet another injury. It looks to be the center. I want to confirm. I think it is. Yeah, it is indeed. No, it's not. It's the scrum half. It's Dussault who's gone off, and Godwin has had to replace him. So the only thing favouring Bulls right now is they have caused a couple of the LYON players to go off. But LYON do put it in for the maul. The maul is set. The maul is moving forward. Bulls trying their very best to defend it. Maul is still getting a little bit to go forward. It stopped briefly on the 5 meter. I think they might well have to take this ball out. It's twisted. It's turned slightly. They're going to try and go over the line. Bulls doing well. No, not in the end. Try to LYON. It's another try. It's going to be 22 points to 0 with a kick to come on halftime. Bulls, I don't know what halftime talk you can give them, but it's going to be really difficult to come back from this right now. LYON looks so powerful, looks so strong, and Bulls just look absolutely nowhere. There's a really big pity for the South African side, but they just cannot cope with the physicality of this French side. They are being demolished in the mauls, in the scrums, and the kicking game is all in LYON's favour, not Bulls. So Bulls not being able to play their own game, and LYON just showing them how it's done. Looking at barrier, that's the French club style, big and strong, but most don't have the fitness to cope with a team who runs at them. But that don't seem to be a Bulls thing, to run the legs off big French pack. Yeah, at the end of the day, the problem is that Bulls play Bulls rugby. That's all they ever do. They don't opt for attacking rugby. Their rugby is big, physical, kicking rugby, which will suit LYON, because if LYON are bigger than them, then Bulls are going to lose out. Bulls are really going to struggle. Bulls always back themselves being the bigger team, but they're not. They're really struggling here. JP here saying, every time Goosen plays 10, we disappoint. And yeah, the kick is over from LYON. So half time, 24 points, Bulls 0. And yeah, I can't necessarily say that's true, but I will say that with Goosen starting right now, they are really struggling. But I don't think there's many players in the Bulls side who are putting their names forward. So it is half time, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you for the second half. Please do not leave, or at least just have a conversation in the chats, and we will be back for half time. And be sure to join me for that. In the meantime, I'm going to go get myself a drink and just process the sheer onslaught that occurred there for the Bulls. So I'll see you in about 15-ish minutes. So until then.
I found a picture we took many years ago. When I said to you we would never grow old. Messages I've saved that I never send, 'cause I don't know you, but I used to back then. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here. After all lost my mind. Would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time.
Back to the sound. the sound.
I need inspiration, don't need no validation, no more medication, just trust some meditating. I don't need you to save me, feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Well, maybe I'm done, maybe I've lost. Still putting up a fight because I love my mom, I love my family. When I was young, they would all look after me. I don't know why, but I feel like a burden. I spend my life overthinking my purpose. Can't really cry, I'm so used to the hurt. Trauma keeps flipping me at the wrong moment. I just wanna numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. To numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. A broken glass while I'm thinking in my head. I mind my own, I don't even break a sweat. Oh, matters is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's sad to hear the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. Untold stories, they were left behind. The silent breeze, I got nothing on my mind. This madness is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's sad to hear the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I'll just buy a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. Clouds, so I can't see the ground. So I ain't coming down. So no, I ain't ever coming down. Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I'll just buy a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me.
Right, and we are back for the second half of Lyon versus Bulls. For this matchup here, Lyon currently leading Bulls 24 points to 0. And it's actually rather in favor of the Bulls, that scoreline, because it really has been just pure domination by Lyon. Bulls absolutely nowhere, cannot get into this game. And Lyon starting the second, oh my word, Lyon starting the second half, just as they finished the first half. A huge hit on Johan Goosen, an immediate penalty right in front of the post, literally not even 10 meters away from the post, for sealing. Johan Goosen absolutely massacred in the middle there. And Bulls just sealing the ball as a result of trying to stop the onslaught in terms of the ruck. And they call for the scrum just 10 meters outside Bulls try line. So we are in danger zone here. And we know how well the scrums went for Lyon in the first half. And, well, let's just put it this way. If the first half's anything to go by, this is not going to end well for the Bulls. I think this might well already be an easy try within 2 minutes and might well be another yellow card to the Bulls. And there is supposed to be a yellow card next to the Bulls' name on the TV, but it seems not to actually have that there for some unknown reason. I'll be there saying Bulls haven't been a physical presence since 2009. Well, that's just not true, is it? Scrum happens for Lyon. For some reason, they try to take the ball out quickly. I don't quite know why they would opt for that. So the ball has come back quite a bit there for Lyon, but they still have the ball just on the 22-meter line. I don't quite know what they were doing in their scrum, because the scrum was working, but they opted to take the ball out quickly. They might well have been able to win a penalty there and cause the problem, or force the issue at least. But nonetheless, they try to come forward with their big pack, and indeed is a substitute who makes some meters there. And there's not much rolling there from Bulls, but not penalised for it. Lyon finding a little bit of a gap, not able to break it. Bulls closing it very well. There's some car there just making that tackle there. Comes to Lyon again, finding a gap there, but not making too much ground. Coming forward now. And the little dummy and show and go. And Lyon still trying to come forward here. Comes to the fly half. It comes back. The original scrum half who started is back onto the field after being temporarily subbed off. I think it might well have been a head injury assessment, which is why he went off. They're passing it through the line here. They've got a little bit of numbers. Lyon, they pass it over the top, but there's an intercept. There's a big intercept. He's not going to have the legs to get there, I don't think. It's Curtly Answer. Keeps going. He's still going to have the legs. He is going to have the legs. He's going to get the first points for Bulls in this game. I cannot believe it. Out of absolutely nowhere. Intercept try for Bulls. Lyon tried to go over the top, and Curtly Answer had to get that. Otherwise, it would have been a try the other way. He gets the try over. Runs all the way to the corner. I didn't think he'd have the legs in the beginning, but he just suddenly found another gear, and he went Curtly Answer. And Bulls have got the first points in the second half. Good start for the Bulls just to get back onto the board and just sort of try and build some confidence. Had to get that ball. If he didn't get that ball, would have been a try to Lyon. But Curtly Answer doing very well to see the ball there. And Tuisova can only watch as he bolts away from him with the ball in hand. Bulls get the first try, first points of the second half, and hopefully that's the start of their comeback into this game. I'd really like to see them be a little bit more competitive than they were in the first half. Just going back to some comments here, Richard saying, did the Bulls fly over to France, or did they just rather opt to scenic drive through Africa instead? They appear not to be up for the challenge tonight. Holding thumbs for a better second half. Well, so far, 2 minutes in, they've already got points on the board with a kick to come. Johan Goosen, pretty much from a corner, though. It's not a very easy kick, but he's obviously a very good kicker, so we'll see whether or not he can get this over. Genre, they're saying, we just gave up. That's the whole story of today. We just gave up. Then LB saying, Goosen is getting beaten up this game, and it's affecting him. He's not Bok quality. Sorry, Rassi. I don't think he's going to get selected for the box, to be fair. But Goosen with the kick now. He turns. I think he's happy. Indeed, the ball goes over. So Bulls, 7 points. So they are already fighting their way back into this game. Albeit, I mean, LYON were all over them already straight away. But just a very lucky little break there for Bulls. Curtly Answer with the intercept try. So I will just quickly change something because I can. Is just the I need to add a yellow card to the Bulls, but nonetheless LYON get the ball back onto the field. They didn't have as big a chase they did before as Carl Brinker tries to bring the ball up just onto the edge of his 22-meter line. Just trying to see if I can add a yellow card to Bulls. But LYON have got the ball now, and they're trying to spread it to the wing, and they've got a little bit of space on the outside, and they chip it over for the middle. Does very well to field it, does Goosen, but he's getting tackled now in midfield, and there's a lot of LYON players there in numbers. They're going to try and ruck this over. Bulls doing very well to win that ruck back, and they now spread it to Nizam Kar, who's on the wing, trying to go up outside of his 22, not getting too much ground. Papier now finding another forward, and he's knocked it forward. So now LYON with the ball as they try to attack themselves on the halfway line. They might well just come back for the advantage. Apparently not. LYON still feeding the ball in midfield around the halfway line. Bulls had the ball. Carl Brink thought he was over, but not told to get off it. LYON now with the ball back in possession and setting up some phases on the halfway line. So quite an eventful start to the second half so far. Bulls with a yellow card, which I am attempting to try and put somewhere. Just really struggling to. For some reason. Sorry. Don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Bulls got the ball back. LYON opted for an up and under, and Bulls managed to get the ball. So just on their own 10-meter line, Papier looks to kick now. He does kick. It's an up and under, but there's no ways anyone's going to get anywhere near. Kanan Moody with a half-attempted chase. Really not looking to chase very hard. He does eventually make the tackle, though. LYON now falling under a little bit of pressure. But LYON now with the ball in hand, not getting much go forward. Bulls look a little bit more up for it for the second half, having said that. I think that try has just inspired them a little bit. They're hitting tackles a bit harder, hitting rucks a bit harder. Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. So we'll see how that goes. The up and under came from LYON, but does very well Curtly Answer to win the ball back for the Bulls, who now have possession on the halfway line, choosing to crash the ball up to about LYON's 10-meter line. Quick ball for Papier, comes to Goosen, who passes it back to Kanan Moody in the midfield. Stands up very high in the tackle and just gets taken down on the 10-meter line. It's fielded out to, I think that's Bismarck Duplessis, who crashes it up. Can't see who it is. Papier eventually gets the ball from spill to play. Comes to Potgieter. Not Potgieter, Swanepoel. I'm so sorry. It's advantage to Bulls. The ball comes to Bismarck Duplessis close to the wing. He's got Kanan Moody on his outside, not able to use him. Papier now with the ball in hand, passing it in. Comes to Johan Goosen. Carl Brink there with the ball. Papier now passing back to his back line. It's an up and under from Goosen. I don't quite know why Bulls would opt for this option. Curtly Answer tries to chase, doesn't get there. They'll come back for the penalty now. And if I'm Bulls, again, go for posts. Surely. Just going back to some comments here. We did make some changes. Please tell me we did. I don't see any changes. We need 2 tries in 10 minutes if we stand a chance. Well, you know, they can get some points into the board in these for early 10 minutes. If they get 10 points in 10 minutes, that's always a very good thing. They can just try and get another try within the next 10 minutes, and then they'll find themselves within a try of going into a tied position with Leon. So personally for me, I'm going for post here, but but Bulls for some reason have just been stupid all game. Just look like they're making some changes here. It looks like 3 players coming on. Richard, they're saying instead of a yellow card, just write their score in yellow. I wish it was that easy. I genuinely do wish it was that easy. Unfortunately, it's not. But I will try and make a plan just to give the yellow card. And I think by the time I do give the yellow card, they will rescind it. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to keep saying that they've got a yellow card behind them there. Bulls, again, opting to go for the line and not for posts. Really not, for me, clever decisions. They've entered the 22 multiple times, the Bulls, with the whole pack at least. I don't really count Kurt Lee's try. It was an intercept try. But they've entered the 22 and kicked the ball into the 22 multiple times. And not once have they come away with points. They keep messing up. And, yeah. So we'll see if Bulls can finally convert. They do have a little bit of spring in their step compared to earlier. Bismarck Duplessis, they're just trying to understand what is the call there. It's on the 5-meter line, so it's a good kick from Goosen. To be fair to him, the ball goes in. It's very clean from Bulls. They set up some different sort of maneuver. Leon saw it though, and Leon doing very well to defend it so far, but I think it's been collapsed on Leon's side. I don't know if it's going to be advantage to the Bulls, but no, it's not. So Bulls, the ball goes down, and they're going to have to just try and crash it up yet again, which has not worked very well for the Bulls so far. So we'll see if this can convert for the first time. Shifting it through now. Leon doing very well to come up on defense. Ball's about 10 meters away from the Leon line now. Papier with the ball. Passes it through to Bismarck Duplessis. He's got no real support and he's taken it back quite badly. But he's managed to just sort of swing himself in the tackle and get forward again. Papier now giving it to the new man on the field. That's Steenkamp there with the ball. It comes to Bulls. Oh, there's a little bit of an possible offsides there from Leon. No, apparently, says the ref. Nizam Khan now with the ball. Bulls are driving through a lot better now. They're almost on the Leon try line. This is much better from the Bulls. Almost over now. This could be a try for the Bulls. Trying out, it's not Matanzima, but nonetheless. Here comes another advantage to the Bulls. Bulls really doing well here. They've got advantage behind their names. It comes out. Oh, it's shocking. They're going to have to come back for the penalty here. On for an offsides against Leon. It'll be on the 5 meters for the Bulls. I'll be interested to see what they do here. Do they opt for the line out, or do they tap and go, or what do they do? For the first time, they managed to get a bit of space going forward. I think Bulls might well be opting for a I'll be very interested right now. I think they're back up to 15. So Bulls, their yellow card is back. So they're back up to 15 players now. And they were getting some good go forward there. So funny enough, during that yellow card period, I mean, they did give away a couple of tries, but they've scored a try themselves. And very much on Leon's line now. Hopefully posing a threat. Natam Zima doesn't look like he's coming back onto the field. I think he's been permanently subbed. So it's a new front row for the Bulls. Plopper's off and Smith is on. And they're doing it for the tap and go. And they're almost over the line. I think they are over the line. I think it's going to be held up. I think it was lost forward on the line from the Bulls. So yet again, the Bulls in the 22-meter area. Or inside the 22. And they lose the ball on the line. And it is indeed, you can quite clearly see, it is knocked on. I think that's Marco van Staden with the ball in hand. Tries to dot it down. Loses the ball forward. Knock on, and it'll be a scrum to Leon, and we just know exactly what the outcome of that is going to be. Actually, no, it's a good point. If it's locked on over the line, Leon can go for the in-goal dropout, which they do. So the ball comes out, and Bulls... Oh, spilled from Kyle Brink a little bit temporarily, but it's gone backwards. Now Kyle Brink's running back into the line on the Leon 10-meter line. Papier now fielding the ball. Passing it through to Jan Goosen, who opts for yet another up and under. It's a good kick. It's right on the edge of the 22. But all the Bulls players overran it, and Leon still with the ball. And they get over that ball very easily. Now Leon to kick it outside the 22. It's kicked far into the Bulls' half, just outside their own 22. Jan Goosen fields the ball. Passes it off to the wing. Creel coming forward. He does manage to break a tackle up into halfway. There was cleared beyond the ruck there from the Bulls. I'm surprised it's not been called, but it comes all the way out to Marco van Staden on the wing, who's really motoring forward here. Bulls with a little bit of a spring in their step, tails up. Papier now passing the ball. Bulls almost on the Leon 22-meter line. Indeed, it is bashed onto the 22-meter line now, so If Bulls can score another try now, game on, game on. Oh, it's possible obstruction. Obstruction indeed, unfortunately, from the Bulls there. All of their hard work comes to nothing. Oh dear. Big stuff up from the Bulls there. Got some great go forward ball and yeah, then an accidental offsides there. And so it just kills all of their momentum. Just going to a comment there saying, LB there saying, should tap and go. They score every time, lol. While they tried, it didn't work. Knock on. At least they got their first choice. Front row now, indeed. Curtly answer now fields the ball from that penalty. They didn't go out. I think it's a LYON. Yeah, it is going to be a LYON line out. Curtly answer tried to break on the wing. Yeah, he does go out at first, so it is definitely a LYON line out on their own 10-meter line. So LYON just still surviving this onslaught, as it were. Well, I say onslaught, but at least this bit more of a change of momentum towards the Bulls. So they'll be a little bit happy about the fact that they're still in control. But it's a miscontrolled lineup, but just equally miscontrolled from the Bulls, not able to capitalize on it. Almost knocking the ball on. And LYON do manage to secure the ball in the ruck and will look for the box kick now. The box kick comes. It's a good up and under. It's very easily contestable for LYON. And the ball comes forward to LYON. LYON now have the ball. They've got numbers on the wing. They don't opt to use it. They're going straight up the middle. It's onto the Bulls' 10-meter line. They've got some good go forward here now, though. And yeah, oh, the ball swings out the tackle backwards. It's good defense in the Bulls, but nonetheless, LYON managed to come away with it and now pass it through the line. Oh, it's a great little dummy. He's onto the 10-meter line again, but not able to get free of the tackle. It passes out wide. Dematia on the wing has taken down. Still LYON with the ball on the Bulls' 10-meter line. Oh, they're opting for some darting runs. Trying some new things here, LYON, a couple of times. Nice little chip over the top, but straight onto the outer thing. Curtly Answer sees it, kicks it forward right into LYON's half. It's a great little kick from Curtly Answer. Very contestable. Might well be able to get there before the kick can be made. Curtly Answer claiming a forward pass, but it's not. Tuisova kicks the ball forward. It's going to be fielded by David Kriel, who's now going to run it back. He's not going to opt for kick. He passes it out to Wandidisile Similani, who's been so absent this game. Knocks it on, and it's kicked forward by LYON, and unfortunately sums up Bulls' game. Not good enough tonight, just making all these really big errors as well as just not getting any dominance in this game. And it's going to be a scrum to LYON on the 10-meter line inside their own half on the far side of the field. Yeah. Bulls just still making too many mistakes and just a couple of injuries on the field now. So it's just going to take a little bit of time before the rugby gets going again. The Bulls did definitely come out in the second half a little bit more brightly and sprightly, as I'll say. But LYON still being able to control this game relatively well. And again, I've said it multiple times, Bulls have had many kickable opportunities with a very good kicker in the fly half position for them. And not once have they opted to go for the kick. The score could quite easily be, as easy as it is 24-7, could quite easily be 24-19. It really could be. And that would look a lot more attractive with just a try to get into the lead. Whereas currently, yeah, they are well out of this game until they can score another try. And even then, they still need another try and another score after that just to come back. So a very, very big road to go for the Bulls. I'll be saying, how can a centre not catch? Look, it wasn't a great pass to him, but I do agree it should have caught it. And it's a little bit wet there. But yeah, no real excuse, unfortunately, I can make for Wandisile Similani. We're finally getting some rugby back underway. LYON with the put-in for their own scrum. Just on the Bulls' 10-meter line on the far side of the pitch. The ball scrum goes straight down. They're going to have to reset. So we're going to have to just reset that again. Scrum now getting underway for the LYON team. Quite a good crowd in for Lyon as well, this late night game. This is a very, very unstable scrum right now. Two new front rows, brand new front rows. So it's going to be a big, big, big question of who's going to be the dominating front row for the remainder of this game. But been very unstable so far, so not really being able to see anything so far. So Wayne Barnes just trying to calm it down and try and get some control into this game. I'll be there saying again, I don't like the fact the French coaches are on the sideline telling the touchies what they think. I don't know if they are necessarily telling them what they do think, but nonetheless, they are on the sideline. I don't think there's a rule saying they're not allowed to. It's quite a normal thing. So, in football, it's a normal thing to have the coaches on the sidelines and commentating. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in rugby. I would have thought that'd be the thing. And we had Rassie Erasmus, obviously, playing Waterboy on the side there. Lyon with the scrum. They pass it all the way out. It's a backline move. Comes to the wing. He tries to beat Curtly Answer. Not able to. And the tackle is made from Canan Moody. Comes to Tuisova, who tries to spin through. He's getting great. He's such a physical specimen, this man. Does manage to get some good ground and good go forward for Lyon. Lyon now coming forward with numbers. It's a big break for the fly half. He's through. He should score Lyon's try. 4th try of the game. Indeed he does. Almost under the posts. It's the fly half for Lyon with another try for the home team. It's Berdou with the try, and he will convert it. Hopefully, it should be a very simple conversion for him as well. So just as Bulls were starting to look a little bit more in control of the game and trying to come back, Lyon go and hit back, and surely the game is a little bit gone for the Bulls now. It is pretty much just start from Tuisova, who gets a bit of go forward, and then Bulls have to backtrack in their defensive line, and Lyon just go a bit too quickly. And Berdou does get the ball and spots a gap, runs straight through the middle, and easy try for him in the end. So Lyon currently 29 points to Bulls 7 with a kick to come, which should be very simple. So it should result in 31-7 to Lyon. Bulls just, really can't seem to catch a break at this point in time. But a lot of that comes down to themselves. Yeah. Bulls just have not pitched up to this game. They really have not. Kick is made. Very simple. So 31 points to 7. Just at about the 60-minute mark. 20 minutes to go. Can the Bulls somehow come back to this? Let me know. Do you think the Bulls can potentially somehow inspire a brilliant comeback to get back into this game? Or is this game over? And the ball is rolling again, or at least kicked again. Canan Moody went for the chase. Almost got there. Not able to. Oh, my word. There's a free try to the Bulls. Oh, they're going to come back for a knock-on. Oh, my word. It was almost a free try to the Bulls. Very good restart from Jan Goosen there. Made it very contestable. And indeed, the Bulls went for the contest. It was just knocked on ever so slightly forward from, I think, Canan Moody, And... Swanepoel couldn't go and run over. I think it's Swanepoel. No, sorry, it's for Mark. He was chasing that. He wasn't able to go over, but otherwise it would have been a free try if Canan Moody didn't get a touch on that. But it's a scrum in the 22-meter line for Lyon. And Curtly Answer is now making his way off the field. Had an all-right game, but just much like the Bulls, just really struggled. Lionel Mapu has come on in his place. I think what will happen is Canan Moody will drop to full back, and Lionel Mapu will go into the winging positions or into the centre position, depending on what Cornel Hendricks might do as well. Of course, a lot of these guys are... Or perhaps he might even just fall into that full-back position. I doubt it. I think Jan Goosen will cover, but you will see. I'm fairly certain he'll find himself in the wing line on the poo. That's a good scrum from Lyon. They get the ball back through the fly half of Berdou, who kicks the ball forward, and it's fielded by Kriel, I think it is. And the ball goes for an up and under. There's chase from two Bulls players here. It's a good kick, but it's well caught by Berdou there, and Lyon have it again just outside their 10-meter line. Just going to go back to the comments here. Just saying, game's over, Bulls are finished. Never going to get to their former glory. I don't think never is a strong word, of course. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Bulls right now in this Champions Cup. I think this might be the end of the road. Oh my word, a rip in the tackle from LYON there on Bulls. So they've got the ball back in their favor. They kick it behind. There's a big gap at the back of the Bulls there. The kick's good one. It's all the way onto the 5-meter line. Wandisile Simelane trying to field it back there. Turns. He's not got much time to kick it. He now kicks the ball. Is the good kick? It's an alright kick. It's onto their 10-meter line. It'll do, but just forces Bulls back into their own half yet again. Going back to this comments here, Barry saying, well, you got to used to that playing French clubs. They are a different animal at home. And LB then saying, I think Aronson was playing injured. His calf is heavily strapped. Well, I think a lot of players always know they've got little niggles and things, but it's always rugby. That's what happens. These sort of injuries and things do occur every match and every training session, and they just have to go and fend against that. You see most players with strapping and things, so it's not a rare thing. But yeah, he was limping off a little bit at the end there, so I think he might have picked up something extra. LYON now coming forward from their line out. It's into the Bulls' 22-meter area now. Coming forward with great purpose, LYON. They might well get another try here. Motoring forward, I tell you, it's interesting backline moves, and they're really trying something interesting. Here comes the full back from Bordeaux. Oh my word, he's coming through. It's onto the 5-meter line. I think he's knocked it forward. Indeed, he has knocked it forward. It's a knock-on right in the Bulls' 5-meter line. But what ingenuitive play from LYON. It was a great little dummy there. So it was a complete opposite run, and then a double change of play from the scrum half, fly half, and full back for LYON. Great little piece of rugby, and almost brilliantly picked up by captain number 8 and stalwart of French rugby. Well, not French, well, French rugby, obviously club rugby, but Taufua of Tonga. So, yeah, I tell you something, Bulls have just not been able to cope with this French LYON side. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think LYON might well be on track to score some more tries. Yeah, I think they're looking at something here. I'm sure French rep is finding something with it, as French directors always do. But it's not a spot, luckily. So, Bulls making a couple of more subs here to see if they can try and get something out of this game, but really not going to be able to. I don't think it's way too late, almost. 20 minutes to score 5 times, I think it is. Not quite as many as 5 times. 4 scores. They need 4 tries to get in front here. 4 tries in 20 minutes. Quite an ask. Sean Apparel there saying French clubs at home are more competitive and often up their game. It is true, of course, and that's what everybody's worried about with the French World Cup coming up this year. It's one of the best French sides we've ever seen, and they're heading into this World Cup as one of the big favourites, and they are playing at home, and we know how the French play at home. So if the club rugby is anything to go by, this is what the national team might well also be doing to teams come the World Cup near the end of the year. So the scrum is underway. LYON's got a huge hit on the Bulls. I think it's going to be advantage to the Bulls. I think LYON have turned the ball over. Indeed, they have. They're over the line. I think it's going to be held up, though. Wayne Barnes saying... I don't know what Wayne Barnes is saying. I think he's saying a goal line dropout. It's held up on the line. Goal line dropout to the Bulls. The Bulls get away with one there. Might well have been tried to LYON if they hadn't managed to hold that ball up there. Obviously, I mean, their own put into the scrum there, the Bulls, and completely obliterated. Jan Goosen with the dropout. It goes deep. LYON players are still retreating, but they do gather the ball there. Now coming forward himself. It's an up and under. It's going to go straight into... Oh my word, where's the ball gone? The camera doesn't even know either. Eventually comes into Bulls' hands. I think it's Simelane who manages to get the ball there, but it comes back to LYON in the ruck there. And LYON now attacking yet again, and they're passing it through the line. They've got numbers here, but they don't opt to use them. They go straight back in up the center there. And LYON now setting up the attack. There's a little grubber through the side there for the wing to chase. And Goosen, I think it is going to have to try and fend this off. And LYON have done very well to get over this ball. But Bulls done equally well, just defended on their own 5-meter line. With the ball in hand, looking for a box kick, I'm sure, from Papier. And Bulls do go through. There's a bit of holding here from Leon. I think there might be a penalty going the other way. No, not indeed. Bulls managed to secure the ball. And I think a box kick will be seen here from Papier. The ball comes out. Kicked it forward is not a brilliant kick at all. And they're just going to be straight under pressure yet again. Just on the 22-meter line basically. Or just after it for Bulls. So just outside the 22. And Leon have got an attacking line out yet again. Really not going to go very well for them. Bianca here saying French clubs are very strong at home. South African teams need to find their weak spot if they want to win. Well, I'll tell you what their weak spot is. If you play proper running broken rugby against these French sides at home, you might get a bit of purchase. You've got to play what I'd call pragmatic rugby. It's forcing the issue. Do lots of different runs, lots of different maneuvers, try some interesting things. It won't work all of the time, but what it will do is spread that defense a little bit thin. And when they've got such big players like that, and there's gaps, when you hit a gap, the likelihood of you getting through and scoring a try is huge. And of course, Bulls are really going to struggle doing that, considering the fact that they back themselves in physicality, not necessarily pace. Bulls, nonetheless, have managed to get the line out back and have grabbed it up the field after spreading it across the line. Has come to Leon in their own 22. They've got time to kick it here, and he will kick it straight out and about the halfway line. So just going to go back to comments now. Just going here. Boutron saying, oh, it's Bertrand. I don't know. I'm so used to saying all these French names. I just decided yours is French. Okay. Boutron saying Bulls lost the game but already qualify for round of 16. Do they? I think they actually might, having said that, yeah, with 2 games won, they might well qualify for the round of 16. I'll just go and confirm that. What a horrible day to be a Bulls supporter, indeed. Janway then saying Bulls were not in the game since the first minute when they were lucky to get that 7 points. RB is saying, is that snow or rain? That's rain. No, it has been snowing in Europe. Oh, actually, it might be snow, you know. Oh, it is snow. Oh, it's snow. How interesting. I don't think a South African team has ever had to put up with that. A South African club side, at least. They are playing in the snow. It is currently snowing in Lyon, and Bulls are playing in the snow. Good spot that there, Albie. French sides are massive. Run them around, and they'll get tired. Well, exactly, that's what I say. If you just force the issue with a bit of pace, you'll find some gaps, and once you're through a gap, they're not going to catch you. But problem is, as I say, Bulls, not the quickest of teams. They back themselves physically, and that's how they play. They play very, very slow rugby. And against the French side, who back themselves in their own physicality, it's really not going to be a great match. If you are not as big as they are, which Bulls are not, yeah, this is what's going to happen. Leon's going to just completely and utterly obliterate you. So just a reminder here, we've got 14 minutes left of rugby. Leon have been all over the Bulls. Leon with a bonus point right now, 4 tries behind their name. Bulls only the 1, and it was an intercept try from Curtly Arnser. Really a bit of a lucky try for the Bulls because Leon were literally on the attack there. Leon with the scrum here. It's a big scrum again from Leon. It's advantage to Leon. And eventually gets taken out through the back. It's going to be a penalty. It's swinging around. Wayne Barnes says it'll be a penalty to Leon on the halfway line, which I'm sure they'll kick it towards the line and see if they can score some more points. I'll tell you, this could get very, very ugly for the Bulls, as if it wasn't ugly enough. Sean Apparel, they're saying Bulls will be playing for a home last 16 match. Yeah. I think that is true. I will back your knowledge there. So just 14 minutes left in this game. That's a bit late, and I don't know about all of you guys, but to wherever you're watching, it's so hot in South Africa at this moment in time. It is very warm, and watching this is a little bit of a struggle, I will be honest. Nonetheless, I am here. We are all here. And yeah, Leon just outside, Bulls 22. But Bulls doing very well to intercept it, but then knocking it on themselves. Apparently, Wayne Barnes says straight down, so we're going to carry on playing rugby. So that's worked in Bulls' favour. A little bit of a, oh my word, never mind. Now they've knocked it on. Oh my word. If they did knock it on the first time, they definitely did knock it on the second time. Passed it straight through from the back and knocked on from the pod. I'll be there saying, what's happened to the once feared Bulls scrum? Well, it's not that big anymore. I think that's the problem. Don't forget, this Leon side is huge. They are a very big team. It is a very, very big team. Yeah, so Bulls have been properly out-muscled today. Bulls coaches watching on here, they don't look particularly impressed with life. As they shouldn't. So scrum to Leon just outside Bulls 22 here. It's a good hit from Leon yet again. It's collapsed on the Bulls side, but they've taken the ball out already, so no advantage. They're trying the backline move. There's a little bit of a gap, but it is closed very well by Cornwall Hendricks. They try to go straight from the ruck. I think something's happened here. As a penalty? Wayne Barnes has put his hand up. I think it's a penalty. Oh, high tackle. There you go. High tackle against the Bulls there for Leon. They've now got a penalty. They kick for the line, and they're on to the 5 meter now. And this maul has also been ridiculously... I'm not sure this is actually a high tackle. I think from the angle it looks like a high tackle, but I think he actually wraps his arm around his chest. He's not got a high tackle. That's very harsh at Cornwall Hendricks. It's just because the ref's behind, he can't see the arm. The arm does not actually slip onto the neck. It's just high on the chest. So it's actually a perfectly legal tackle. But Leon get away with one there. So Leon now set up the maul, which has been so effective today, and is motoring forward. It's motoring forward very, very well. But I think they've collapsed it themselves. But they still managed to turn the ball over a little bit. Now it's been collapsed. They're going forward. They're on the line. Just not able to go forward. It's come down. It's formed a ruck. Now trying to dart for the ball. For the line, rather. Not able to get over. Darting yet again. Not able to get over yet again. One more dart over the top. Nope. Drawn back. Still their dart. Leon here trying to get over the ball. Get over the line. Almost on the line. They're so close. They hammer the ball backwards. Bulls very, very, very quick to get up there. Did very well just to get them off their own try line a little bit more. I think this might well be actually in Bulls' favour now. It's a penalty to the Bulls. Bulls get away with one there on the 70th minute. Illegal rucking there from Lyon. So Lyon not able to add to their scoreline there, and Bulls getting away with one. Just going back to the comment here, saying LB, enjoy the heat. At least it's not snowing. No. At this point in time, give me the snow. It's too hot. Give me the snow. Bianca saying, I'm currently in Australia. What has the weather? What? What do you mean, what has the weather? Add some more context there. I don't know if you're maybe talking about Australian weather. I know it must be bloody hot there as well. If not more hot. But I mean, still, you chose to live there. That's your problem. But yeah, it's very warm. But Bulls have got a line out here. They've taken it. It's a good line out from them. It's just outside the 10 meter line. They're moving forward here. Goosen is now, I think, full back. I think that's what's occurred. I don't know. Otherwise, he's found himself on the bench. Papier just trips over there. Bulls still trying to come forward here out of their own half on the 10 meter line. It's come to the halfway line. Oh, penalty against Leon for not rolling away from the earlier scrum. Ruck, not scrum. Sorry, it's late. Apologize for my English. So Bulls do have a penalty here, which I'm sure they'll kick for the line as far as they can. But I do think Bulls shot themselves in the foot many a time in that first half and the second half. And they've kept this in. Leon has not gone out from the Bulls. So Bulls coming forward here. Leon are coming forward here, and they kick the ball back towards the Bulls. It's on the 10 meter line. Smith here, pass to Similani, who tries to do a little bit of razzle-dazzle. Finds a gap, not able to get away completely though. Does get some good ground though for the Bulls. Bulls now go blindside. They try to get their hands free. Comes to Cornwall Hendricks. Not able to get free again though. Papier now spreading across his line. He darts himself. Now passes in the tackle. Comes out of the tackle again. Comes to Smith. Passes it in. And it's on the 10 meter line for the Bulls where the ball goes down. Papier now going back the same way he came from. Passes to his forwards. Forwards try to crash it up. Papier again. Passing quickly. Bulls not making much ground here. Just very stagnant right now. Not able to get past Leon's 10 meter line. Leon doing very well to defend this. Papier now passing it through to the back line. The back line now trying something of their own. It's Lionel Mapu who tries to get free. Not able to. Bulls still going backwards here. One of the Bulls players really struggling in the background there. It's just hands on knees. I don't know if he's going to go down. I think he might be bleeding. He's coming back now eventually. But very sore. I think he might actually just decide to drop down. Leon over this. I think Leon have turned the ball over. They have indeed. Leon have turned the ball over. And yeah, it's very broken play right now. You can see there's very tired rugby players out in the field. And Leon now, we've got huge numbers on the wing here. They just need to spread the line. Indeed they do. They've managed to make it up to the halfway line. Still darting onto the 10 meter line. eventually brought down. They've got numbers on the far side now. They just need to spread the line. They're still spreading very well. They then kick. I don't know why they kicked. And it does manage to bounce before it goes out. So it doesn't go out in the full. But I don't know why Lyon kicked there. If they just kept it in hand, they might well have found some more success. Nonetheless, it's going to be a Bulls line out just outside their own 10-meter line. Michaela, they're saying, welcome to Heineken Cup Bulls. Bianca saying, been like, well, I can. You're counting in Australia. South African weather's been seriously hot for the last week. Huge heat wave. Very, very warm temperatures. Really, really struggling. It's very hot. And I wish the rain would come. Michaela then going on, Lyon, not even one of the top teams in the tournament. Look, Lyon's team is a very good team. Don't forget, this Champions Cup, most of these teams are a very good team. We've got national players in most of them. This Lyon side is huge, but nonetheless, Bulls should have been a bit more competitive than they have been tonight. Sean saying, Michaela, they won the Challenge Cup last year. Well, exactly. Challenge Cup is for the bums. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Lions are currently doing very well in the URC, where some of these people in the Champions Cup are also finding themselves. And Lions are in the Challenge Cup, of course. And so if the Lions went on to win the Challenge Cup and found themselves in the Champions Cup, you'd say they're a fairly decent team, to be fair to them. So, yeah, nonetheless, Lyon aren't a normal regular in the Champions Cup. They're more, as you say, they were in the Challenge Cup, which they won last year. But, yeah, as I do enjoy the little comment there from Albie saying, Bulls aren't a top team either. What's your point? It's a little bit of a funny one. Don't take it offensively, people, but it is quite funny at the end of the day. Bulls just really not on their game tonight. And, yeah, been properly shown up by Lyon. They do take the line out, though. And they do manage to win it. Nizam Kar tries to do something, gets brought down fairly easily. And Papier now still on the field, funny enough. I'm surprised he is still on the field. Not because of the way he's been playing, but just because it's quite rare for a scrum half to make it this far into a game. They're now trying to pass the ball along the line. Bulls from inside their own 22. Cornel Hendricks grubbers it through behind. Lyon doing very well to field it. Now on their own, on the 10-meter line in the Bulls half. I think Lionel Mapu might be over this ball. I think he's stolen the ball. He has indeed. Very, very good work on the ground there from Lionel Mapu. And now Cornel Hendricks has it. He's running up the midfield, up onto the 10-meter line for the Bulls. He spots a gap. He tries to get through. A little bit through. Not able to completely get through. Nizam Kar passes it through to the back. Bulls finally playing rugby. They should have been playing from the minute go. They just keep passing it through the line as a result. Wandisile Similani finds himself in space. He's going up the middle. He's onto the 22-meter line. He's got support there from Lionel Mapu, who's there. Papier now passes the ball out to the wing. Comes out. Cornel Hendricks with the ball. Nizam Kar now looking to get the ball from him. Not able to. Oh, it's knocked off from Nizam Kar. Oh, my word. Disappointing end to yet another attack from the Bulls. But for the first time tonight, we have seen exactly what the Bulls should have done from the get-go. Running rugby. If you run at Lyon, make some darting runs. Just keep the ball alive and quick. Lyon really struggled there. Really, really struggled to keep up with Bulls. And I think if Bulls had just tried a little bit more of this earlier into the game, they might well have found themselves back into it. But very much well and truly out of it now. And Nizam Kar just ending that move with a knock-on. Very disappointing for the Bulls. I thought they might well have scored a try there. And you see, they've got players like Wandisile Similani and Lionel Mapu. And when you just opt to spread the line a bit quicker, that's what can happen. You can see that these players with that X factor can get through the line and get the advantage for your team. Michaela, they're saying, you do realize Challenge Cup is for teams who fail to qualify for Heineken Cup, right? Lyon aren't even the top 5 teams in top 14. Well, again, just to explain, Michaela, this is cup tournament here. None of these teams in the Champions Cup, regardless of where they've come from or not, are bad teams. Any team can do it, especially French sides at home. I do think you're disrespecting Lyon a little bit, but Bulls have not shown up. I think this should have been a much closer encounter. Bulls finally getting a half-decent scrum there. Lyon coming forward here. Crashing the ball up well. Passes through back to the forwards. We find a little bit go forward here. A little bit of space. And not able to get through too high. Setting up the box kick here for Lyon. Oh my word, I think the ball's come out. Penalised against the Bulls. They went way too early. They tried it. They tried it, but didn't quite work. And there was a bit of talking, I think, from the Bulls as well. So I think they've been given 10 meters. No, they didn't give the 10 meters. I think it was just explaining. It's all good. Leon now kicking for the line. We've just got less than 4 minutes to go. I mean, for all that Leon have been very dominant over the Bulls tonight, their kicking has not been brilliant in terms of take away the kicks and goal. The kicking's not been brilliant from Leon. That was probably the first really good line kick. So, bearing that in mind, the fact that Leon have been all over the Bulls just sort of sums up how bad the Bulls have been tonight. Leon with a fantastic, easy, quick line out there. They're passing it through the line. Oh my word, they've got big numbers here on the wing. They just need to pass one more time. Can they get it away? Not able to. It does get taken down just inside the field. Passes it quickly there. And Bulls just trying to defend here. Just trying to keep the scoreline a little bit lower. Leon passing through the line. Trying something quick. Slowed down a little bit from the Bulls. Leon come again. Making some good go forward in these little carries here as well. Option to go the opposite direction again. Back into midfield. Now going through the back line. The back line passing it through. Doing very nicely. Or not able to get the ball through properly. Then Nizam Khan collects it as a result of that knock on from Leon. And it's fielded by Kanan Moody. He comes back to Wandasila Similani. He passes all the way back to Smith. Smith now going the opposite direction. Passes back to Kanan Moody. Tries to find a gap. Kanan Moody gets tackled a little bit high there. I think that might be a little advantage to Bulls. Papier still on. Passes the ball infield. Bulls just outside their own 22. They're still trying to run it out of it. Not getting much purchase. Papier darts himself. Gets taken out closer to his 22-meter line. Not the greatest decision from Papier there. Just under 2 minutes to go in this game. Still can Bulls try and score a consolation try right at the end. From within basically their own 22. Papier eventually arrives to the ruck again. And is looking for support. He finds it. Smith chips over the top. It's a great little chip. And it's unfortunately knocked on by Cornel Hendricks. But now it's broken play. And Leon have numbers. But it's just equally as well done by Mapu to get over the ball. But they'll come back for the knock on originally from Cornel Hendricks. Just on the Bulls 10-meter line. So it'll be a scrum to Leon. And we see a small contingent of South African fans there. Yeah, not too impressed, but still waving the South African flag. All a bit proud there, so shame. Good on them. But yeah, been a very rough night for the Bulls. And anybody who supports them. Been a very, very difficult watch, I'm sure, for most of their fans. And yeah, Leon very much firmly in control. Comfortable win for them. And yeah, Bulls have got to go and look in the mirror from today. And carry on. Jean now saying, man, Wayne Barnes, wow, he must be the worst ref I've ever seen. He is a terrible ref. I don't quite know where that's come from. There's not been many things for him to facilitate here. Bulls have been well and truly beaten. He's not made too many bad decisions. I'm all about looking at a ref's performance and judging it individually, but really there's not much to look at today. It is very much two teams who one was much better than the other. I don't think there was much influence from a ref at all today. I think Wayne Barnes has been fine. Yeah, we've literally got 5 seconds left of this game. And the hooter has sounded indeed. Just got the last little line out here for the Bulls. Can they try and do something right at the end here? The ball goes in. They try to set up. It comes to Nizam Khan. Passes it infield to Lionel Mapu. Passes it back to Papio. Then passes it all the way to Smith. Coming through the line. Comes to a big break here. Trying to motor it forward. It comes down eventually. Papio picks it up from the ruck. Passes it to Nizam Khan again in the midfield. Goes down relatively easily. Papio now with the ball. Passes it through to the forwards. Forwards driving it up the middle. Close to the 22 here. Bulls about 10 meters away. Papio eventually finds the ball from the search. Tries to dart up the middle. Does Smith. Pops it up from the middle to Papio. Good continuity of play here from the Bulls. Papia gets the ball back again. It's a little bit delayed. Kanan Moody, I think, almost knocked it on. I think he managed to pick it up. No, he didn't. Knocked it on. And that is indeed the game. Final score, Leon 31, Bulls 7. Game is over. A really tough outing for the Bulls. Leon with 4 tries behind their names. Bulls with a consolation try from Kurtley Arnser right after halftime. And it was very much a lucky try. I don't even think they necessarily deserved that. But yeah, it's a bit late here, guys. I do need to get this review up. But thank you so much for watching. There are a couple of fans who are making their way onto the pitch. Nonetheless, they will be dealt with, I'm sure. A Heineken Champions Cup fixture is over. Bulls find themselves with a second loss in this tournament for the first time, playing in it, of course. And yeah, the game, yeah, really didn't favour Bulls there. Bulls well and truly beaten. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I've been Mark on Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again soon. I am doing tomorrow. I think I am doing the game. I will confirm. I believe I'm doing the Sharks Harlequins game, which will be a great watch, of course. And yeah, we will watch that game with much anticipation. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for watching.